Collecting rainwater is very important. Even you are not a farmer, but if you have land, it's important to have water in your land because we cannot live without water. Water is freedom. To have water is the most important thing. One way to have the good water source is collecting rainwater by digging ponds. Pond is a good way to collect rainwater. But digging pond is not easy because some area we have sandy soil. Sandy soil is not easy to dig ponds because they can erode, it can be eroded easily and it fill up very fast. So sandy soil is hard to dig a pond. We have a technique to dig a pond with sandy soil. Experience from many years, we found that we can dig a pond in the sandy soil by digging quite a big pond, and we need to make it wide and slope, very slope as you can, not stiff, because if it's stiff, it can collapse easily, it fall down easily because sand is different from clay. Clay is stick together, but sand can flow. That's why we need to make it as slope as we can. Each area is not the same, even it's sandy. When we go deep, some area will be like clay mixed with fine sand. So it will flow easily after that. So when we start to dig a pond in the sandy soil, it's good to start from the middle of the pond. Go as deep as you can, as the backhoe can go, and then move it out, move it backward after that. So when we move it backward, we try to make it slope out as much as we can. Each time we need to make it slope because it will fall to the bottom easily. When it's sloped like this, it's quite secure because when the water comes, it will not flow, it will not be eroded easily. So slope is the main point for sandy soil, and then we need to bury the pipe into the pond so we can collect rainwater into the pond by using pipe. The pipe have to connect to the middle of the pond, not end it like this. If we end it like this, it will erode a lot. So we need to connect another pipe. This is the good slope. When you can walk up and down easily, that is perfect slope. But whenever you walk and then you have to resist your gravity a lot, so that means it's too stiff. Mainly, it have to be less than 45 degrees. Lower is better. Tell the backhoe driver, don't smooth the edge of the pond like this. Don't make it smooth. We want it to be very rough like this. This is the perfect. So we can sow the rice on it easily, and we can cover the rice seed easily too. Then we can prepare rice. We will sow a lot of rice or all kind of grain that have thick roots. Rice have very thick roots. So we just sow the rice everywhere on the edge of the pond. Sow it as thick as you can because we want them to grow very close together, and the root of the rice will weaving together. It will be like a carpet to hold the sand on the edge of the pond. That is the way to help to stop erosion. I like to sow it very thick like this. So don't afraid that we will lose our grain, our rice so much. The more is better. After we sow the rice very thick along the edge of the pond, the next thing is we need to cover the rice seeds, because if we don't cover it, birds gonna eat all of them. So we use rake or any wood or anything to scrape it, to cover, use the soil to cover the rice grain. That is enough. The next thing, after we sow the rice and cover the rice, we need to cover with straw or mulch or anything that you have. Cover the whole edge of the pond, especially the stiff area. Thick is better because it helps to stop erosion pretty good. And in the same time, when the rice stick up, when the rice grow up, it will help to hold the straw, keep the straw stay on the surface very well. That will help the rice to grow better too. So straw is important. More straw is better. If we have thick straw, it will help a lot too. But I don't have a lot, so this pond is quite thin, too thin for me. But it's okay, it's better than nothing. And after that, we need to use bamboo stick or any kind of stick to nail on the edge of the pond. So this stick going to be a fence to help to keep the straw stay better. Especially when we have rain, it will erode the edge of the pond and then the soil will take the straw to stuck on the fence. That's the way to keep it, to stop the erosion. So the fence or the stake will help a lot. We can use bamboo or any long stick to tie on the stake that we nail it on the ground to make fences. This don't need to be very tall, maybe 1 or 2 layer, that is good enough. I like to use 2 because I can weaving on the stake like this, so it can hold itself. I don't need to tie, I don't need to nail on it. This is easy for me. This is how the fence look like. I think I need to add more straw on this area, and then I need to plant vetiver grass on top of it again. If the soil is still wet, the rice will sprout in 7 days, and then the root of rice will weaving together and hold the soil very well. This is the easiest way to dig a pond in sandy soil. The best time to dig a pond is before the beginning of rainy season, because that is the time the table water underground is very low. It's the lowest of the year. So we can dig it deep and we can work very well on the pond. So hurry to prepare to dig before the rain comes.